Live from WTVO 17 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A rollover crash ejects the driver from his seat. The 21-year-old McChesney Park man is dead. Investigators recap the overnight wreck.
Republican leaders are furious after Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker signs off on new redistricting maps. Local conservatives say the move goes back on his campaign promise.
It was fun. We got to read books.
The Rockford Public Library hits the road. A new mobile unit offers more than books. Find out where you can check it out. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. A 21-year-old McChesney Park man is dead after flipping his car. This
happened around midnight on North 2nd Street near McChesney Boulevard. Police say the man was driving a black Jeep, lost control, hit a telephone pole, and rolled it onto its roof. Investigators tell us the man flew out of the Jeep during the crash. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The victim's name has not been released. A task force dedicated to 2 officer-involved shootings in Rockford this April completes its investigation. The Winnebago-Boone County Integrity Task Force reviewed the April 10th fatal shooting of a suspect who charged police. He charged them with a metal pipe, according to police. Deputies were called to a home on Bellwort Drive for a domestic incident. Officers attempted to get the suspect to come outside and eventually entered with a key. Police body cam footage showed Faustin Gaitego knock one deputy unconscious. Shortly after, Gaitego was killed. The task force also investigated the April 11th shooting of Jose Gonzalez Jr. Rockford police shot the suspect after they say he got out of his car and ran during a traffic stop. Gonzalez survived and was arrested. The cases are now in the hands of Winnebago County State's Attorney Jay Hanley. Hanley hopes to complete the investigation by the end of the month.
Investigators released more information about Thursday's house fire. We told you about this last night at 9 and 10. The fire started with cottonwood seeds outside a home on East Riverside near Alpine. Flames eventually made their way to the house. That left 2 people without a place to stay. Rockford Fire says the blaze then spread to a home on Hyatt Drive, then another nearby home. Firefighters had flames under control within 20 minutes. No one was hurt.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker signs new redistricting maps into law, changing the boundaries for state Senate and Assembly seats. After just yesterday, he told reporters he hadn't made up his mind.
Critics say the Democratic-controlled legislature used the once-in-a-decade process to draw state legislative and Supreme Court maps that favor their party. Ari Bruckman joins us with local reaction.
Yeah, Eric and Mimi, local Republican legislators are upset with Governor Pritzker, saying they feel he really went back on his word by signing these maps.
Well, certainly disappointed with the governor signing this legislation.
These are the new Illinois redistricting maps the governor signed into law today, saying they represent and reflect Illinois' diversity. Republican Senator Dave Severson, though, calls the maps gerrymandering and is frustrated by the governor's inability to follow through on his promises.
It's very frustrating. People in Illinois are frustrated by the fact that we have politicians drawing their own legislative districts, and then for the governor, who said that he wouldn't sign that because he said it should be done by an independent group, and then he goes back on it.
The maps are based off of the U.S. Census numbers and outline new districts for the General Assembly. State Representative Joe Sosnowski says Governor Pritzker is playing political games.
He said something that was popular with voters, and we know residents of Illinois, by overwhelming margins, want a fair map process. So for him to play those games and not create or demand that the legislature create a fair process is unfortunate.
Representative Andrew Chesney admits there will be some tough decisions to make, even saying there will be some uncomfortable conversations ahead.
Our issue is the governor made a promise, he lied, and we need to hold him accountable.
We reached out to the 3 Democratic members in the state line. State Senator Steve Stottleman says he's grateful for those who provided input, saying thanks to their work, the map reflects the diversity of our state and ensures every person receives equal representation in Springfield. Representative Vela is at his daughter's graduation today, and we didn't hear back from Representative West. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Ari. The first Friday of June is recognized as National Gun Violence Awareness Day by gun control advocacy group Everytown. According to the nonprofit research group Gun Violence Archive, more than 8,200 Americans have been killed by guns since 2013 in non-suicide shootings. Advocates will raise awareness for the issue throughout the weekend by wearing orange. The color represents peace and violence prevention. Illinois lawmakers spoke about the importance of gun safety today. We'll hear why one senator is looking to other countries for a model on gun control reform.
Facebook puts a timeline on its ban on former President Trump. The accounts will be suspended for 2 years. That extends the suspension that began in January following the Capitol insurrection. The former president called Facebook's decision, quote, an insult, adding they shouldn't be allowed to get away with censoring and silencing. Trump launched his own blog earlier this year. He pulled the plug on the project last week. Facebook will reassess its decision after the 2-year mark. The CDC urges teens to get vaccinated against COVID-19 as soon as they can. More teenagers and adolescents are catching COVID and winding up in the hospital. The health agency says hospitalization rates for teenagers rose in both March and April. Experts consider that a sign of how important it is to get children vaccinated against the virus. Health officials encourage parents to talk with teens about the dangers and risks and encourage kids to get protected.
If you can't get to the library, RPL will bring the library to you. The Rockford Public Library is rolling out its state-of-the-art RPL mobile library. Starting Monday, the mobile library will hit the streets, bringing its many services to the community. People can borrow a wide array of materials from books and DVDs to large print for adults and audiobooks. The mobile library will also have Wi-Fi hotspots and Chromebooks available for checkout. It's scheduled to stop at dozens of locations throughout the city, including churches, community centers, and the Rockford Boys and Girls Club.
We know that some of our areas in our city are underserved by the Rockford Public Library, and that's what this is all about, is getting them the service that they need and getting the books in the hands of the people that we haven't reached before.
The mobile library will be out year-round. Staff will offer story time in English and Spanish and have a craft table. For a link to find mobile library locations, go to mystateline.com.
One of the country's top agricultural events takes place right here in the State Line. Today kicks off the Boone County Classic. The horse draft show features dozens of 6-hitch carriages. Presenters spent the morning getting their steeds ready for the event. Riders traveled across the U.S. to showcase their horses at the Boone County Fairgrounds. Jarrett Ellingson helped coordinate the event. He says it's an experience for fans of all ages.
This is just a great event for everyone to come out, no matter if you're young or old. There will be something interesting to see. Just the beauty of these horses is really cool to see. We have these horses each weigh 2,000 pounds. They stand about 6 feet at the shoulder. You will never see anything like this in the country, and so we're very excited to bring it here.
Tomorrow's Classic Series Hitch class starts at 4 in the afternoon.
If you'd rather kick off the weekend enjoying a movie with the family, an adventure awaits in Belvedere tonight. The Goonies is the Belvedere Park District's feature film at the drive-in. In just under 2 hours, families will load up their cars and pull into Sunstrand Park. This is the second season for the event. 17 movies will be screened through September. Tickets are available at the gate for $25 a car.
As Kevin mentioned at the beginning of the newscast, it's hot in downtown Rockford, but City Market customers can take a break from the heat thanks to the return of free trolley rides. The trolley will take you all over downtown. It makes several stops, including Riverfront Museum Park, Main Street, Davis Park, East State and Wyman, and beyond. RMTD operates that program.
The new jobs report shows U.S. employers added more than 500,000 jobs in May. It's an improvement from April's sluggish gain, but proves many companies are still struggling to find enough workers on the other side of the pandemic.
So President Biden considers the report great news for both the nation's economy and recovery. Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
America is finally on the move again.
After slow hiring in April upset economic forecasts, the U.S. labor market picked up more steam in May, adding 559,000 jobs.
The unemployment rate is now below 6% for the first time since the pandemic hit.
President Joe Biden touted the U.S. is the only major economy where projections of future growth are stronger today than the beginning of 2020.
None of this success is an accident. It isn't luck.
The president credited Americans wearing masks and getting vaccinated, along with the COVID relief Congress passed earlier this year that included stimulus checks, small business and restaurant loans, and state and local government funding.
Get more people back to work.
But the May jobs report still shows the struggle many companies are having to fill jobs. Conservatives blame one policy.
So many people are earning more off the job been on the job, and that's been an impediment.
Joel Griffith with the Heritage Foundation said the extra $300 weekly unemployment benefit hurts hiring. And House Republican Whip Steve Scalise tweeted, another bad jobs report, 100,000 fewer jobs added than experts estimated. This is what happens when you pay people not to work.
It's going to expire in 90 days. That makes sense. It expires in 90 days.
President Biden will allow the benefit to end as scheduled on September 6th, but governors in 25 states are cutting it off earlier. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Welcome back, State Line. Tonight we're seeing just a beautiful Friday evening, nice clear skies. We look at our first one, interactive radar, sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and More. Radar's pretty quiet, nothing but clear skies through the night and into tomorrow as well. We're going to stay nice and hot through the weekend, then we see a few decent rain chances heading into next week.
Nice night to get down to the City Market. Thanks, Kevin.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.